In this video, I'll be explaining what cumulative layout shift is in web development and how you can improve your CLS score. So cumulative layout shift is one of the core web vitals, and this is a measure of the unexpected layout shifts that you have in your website. For example, as you see in this page, we have an image, then we have a bunch of text here. This is the code for it. I have the image, H1, and this P, but currently for this image, I haven't specified a width or height. Now what happens is if I come here and I do a refresh, if you notice, the text is at the top until the image loads. Now you probably don't see it very well here because the image loads really fast, but let's just say I go to the network and I try to imitate a 3G. So if I refresh now, what we have is the text showing at the top here, and then next thing it jumps down when the image loads. This obviously affects user experience because the user was reading this part at the top before and then it jumped to the bottom. Another example is when ads load. So here I have this fake ad, and this ad from my JavaScript, it loads after 1 second. I'm going to put this back as no throttling. If I refresh, we have the image, the user is reading this part, and next thing this ad jumps in. That is a layout shift that can affect user experience. In fact, if you even go to the docs on webdev on cumulative layout shift, there is this nice example here. The user wants to click no, go back, but then something pops up and now the user clicks on submitting order. So layout shifts like this can affect user experience and you want to avoid them as much as possible. Now one way we can do it for this image is to specify a width and a height or an aspect ratio, just something that tells the browser that even if this image hasn't loaded yet, just dedicate this space to that image. So for now I'm going to hide this fake ad. So here in this image I can specify a width of 100%, a height of let's say 400 pixels. I can also add object fit of cover just so the image fills the space. And now if I come back here and I put 3G, when I refresh, even if the image hasn't loaded yet, you can see the browser already dedicates this space to the image until the image comes. The thing here is that the browser doesn't know the image size until it gets the image from the server, and that is why we have that layout shift. But if you already told the browser this is the amount of space I want for this image, then you avoid that layout shift that can occur. In my case, instead of doing a width and a height, what I like doing is aspect ratio. So I can specify an aspect ratio of 16:9, and then I just have my width of 100%, and then the browser would use the aspect ratio to get the height. And if I should refresh again, the browser already dedicates that aspect ratio for the image, and when the image is gotten from the server, it fills that space. We don't have a layout shift. In the case of the fake ad, we can do the same thing. Let's just say I have a fake ad container. Then for my styles here, I can say fake ad container should have a height of 200 pixels and a width of 200 pixels. So now if I come here, I'm going to remove this from 3G. When I refresh now, you see we already have this space available by the browser even if the ad hasn't loaded yet. So if you're including ads in your website too, you can already specify the space they should contain so that it doesn't make that whole layout shift. And there are also ways you can measure the CLS score of your website. When you come to the docs here on how to measure CLS, there are a few tools or websites you can use, but let's just use the page speed insight. Now I'm going to use the page speed insight for my website. My homepage is a pretty simple homepage, so I shouldn't have a CLS problem. But if I come to page speed insight and then I enter dillionmegida.com, then it analyzes. We have the mobile, we have the desktop insights. On the mobile inside, my CLS score is 0, and then on the desktop I have 0.01. If we expand this, you can see that poor is greater than 0.25, needs improvement is between 0.1 to 0.25, and good is less than 0.1, which that is the case for me. But I also have this Amazon website. Yeah, this is a simple light that I want to get for my video stuff, but I'm just going to copy the URL here and come to page speed insight and check the insights here. Now while that is analyzing, I want to show you how a layout shift can occur here. So if I refresh now, when the page loads, if I scroll down, you can see that some things just pop in. I think it was even this section that took some time. Let's try that again. I come down here. So you see that section wasn't there at first, and then it comes up. Maybe I'll play this video in slow mode so you can see that. But if we come to this page speed insights now, for the mobile, the CLS score is good. For the desktop, it's not good. It's 0.24, and 0.24 falls in the category between needs improvement and poor. And now from these results, I think Amazon has some improvements to do with this page. Maybe dedicating a space for this, even though these items haven't loaded yet. This is what CLS is, and this is why it's important in web development. And this is also why probably sometimes you have seen things like when you have images, always specify your width or your height or aspect ratio or things like that. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this.